Today's the day. We are back, guys. This is the M3. We had a unusual cold snap this morning, so we are down in the 50s. But we are opening the garage because we plan to pull this out and see what we can do with it. See if it'll drive, see if it'll run, see if it'll move. Looks tilted, but as you can see, it's windy as everything, but we have been charging the battery, make sure we had a full charge on the battery. We have our air tank. We're about to air up the tires. I think it's just one tire. And I think it's, actually I don't think it's one tire. I think it's just the way the car's sitting. Let's get it cleaned off and put on our final little pieces that we just picked up from O'Reilly's 10 minutes ago. And let's get this thing ready to fire up. So, things that we do need to put on before we can start the car is our T's, our vacuum line, and our fan. Those are the items that are left. Let's put our hood prop on here. You saw in the last video we did all this fun stuff. Well, all this fun stuff now can come out, and it will set over there for now. Because we have actually not touched this car since the other day. So we're gonna start with the easiest, which is getting our vacuum hose to here, which you saw us already do, but now we need to tee off of that and go over to the map sensor. So we need to get ourselves one of these T connectors that we got from O'Reilly's. Figure out which one is the right one for us. Figure out which one goes into the... No? Is it the smaller one? Ooh, it's the smaller one. Maybe we go small to... Let's see, this one? Boop! Boom! And then we have more vacuum hose that we need to open. And we got 6 foot of it so that we can go way over there. And then we'll go there. And then that will go into... that seems a little loose. Let's see, what do we got here? What do we got? Do we have another one? We have another style. Nope, too big. This one? This one? Oh, maybe it's this one. It's this one. Wrong one. Go to this one. There we go. Boom. Boom. And then we're gonna tee that sucker right in there. Look at that. Temporary setup. Now let's just run this vacuum hose over, and we're gonna plug it into our map sensor. So let's get that run back up. I'm gonna run it up and in so it looks clean. So let's get that run, and then we'll come right back. So my ADD got the best of me, and I started to route this, and I was sitting here and I looked up and I realized this is Saturday and I get to work on a car, and it doesn't have to be quiet. I can turn my TV on that has been hanging up here for years. So I went and grabbed the Fire Stick and the clicker, and I'm gonna plug this in so I can watch the F1 races while we work on the car. But that's my ADD that works and gets the best of me. It just distracts me. So let's get this hooked up so that we can run that now. Now it's getting the best of me again. Now I gotta clean it because I gotta get some glass cleaner and wipe this screen down. If it's not one thing, it's something else, and this is how I work. So let's clean this TV. So we have it hooked up and it's ready to go. So we are gonna watch Q1. So now let's run this hose so we can hook it up, so we can be done with that. And then we can double check everything and then hook our fan up and go from there. We have this run over here. We got a little bit of slack there. We're gonna need a little bit of slack to get up in there and make sure that that is where we can push it in there. So we're gonna cut a little bit shy of what we need. I mean, a little bit more than what we need. And I noticed that while I was running that line, our coil pack on the back is not grounded. So I need to ground it. I believe the one in the middle is grounded. Maybe not. But I need to ground that because that is definitely a necessity here. So let's pull this out enough. We're gonna slide our hose on. Boom. And it's connected. And it's there. So we are now hooked to the map sensor. We are now hooked to literally everything. Yeah, let's get this coil pack back here grounded so that I can not forget about that because that's something that I do. Okay, so we've taken care of that. We took care of our vacuum lines. I need to, that's the one thing I was told. This has to be open. We have a filter, I think, under there. I'll have to grab it, but for now it can stay open to the air so that this thing can idle. We're gonna double check all of these lines again, so that we make sure that we don't F anything up while we're idling. Now I need to put the fan on and find the other bolt for this thing so I can bolt this thing down. But let's get the fan. Where'd it go? Fan. Let's get the fan and get it mounted so that it's on there and we can control it if we need it. Okay, ran into some issues with the new fan shroud and the fan. Some of these areas are too high, so I'm gonna have to cut these down. I don't need those anyways because our stuff that attaches in there. So we can cut these down so that I can actually get that fan shroud to fit right. So let's grab the grinder and grind it down.
I live inside my own world of make-believe.
Okay, so that worked well. That got us to where we need. And we have our little push pins things through. I'm gonna put the ends on, but the fan is on. We have clearance. We're gonna bolt the fan shroud down, and then we're gonna run our wires for it, and then we should be golden to start this car. So let's finish this up real quick, get this wired up, and then let's go. Okay guys, fans wired up temporarily. ECU is on with the map sensor. That's removed and open. We need to put a filter on that, but it's fine. That has been done. All this is rehooked up correctly. I think the only place we might have a weird leak is from our oil dipstick down here because it's so bent and weird and awkward. I'm gonna have to figure that out because look where our fuel filter is. That's where the dipstick comes up. So I'm gonna have to figure something out with that. But that may leak oil from there, but I'm hoping that we don't leak oil from anywhere else. But let's go hook up the battery and then we can jump in. We can see if this thing will start, move, and well, we know it's gonna smoke because it's been smoking every single time that we've actually driven it. But maybe it won't smoke as bad now that we have everything hooked up right and we're not dumping fuel into it. So let's find out. Okay, so let's see if it will fire up with this ECU. That's our first thing. Because we know it fires up with the other ECU, because we actually fired it up. So let's see if it'll fire up with this ECU. See what we got. We got lights, we got turn signal. I hear the fan. The fan's working. So, oh, let me, my happy ass, make sure it's out of gear. God dang. This thing's been sitting for so long. I feel like the clutch is gonna need to be bled and a whole bunch of stuff. So we got it kicked over. Let's see if it'll start. Won't start. Okay. Time to diagnose. It's got to be the ECU, guys, because the ECU is the only thing that we changed. So it must have something in the ECU, because I can smell fuel. Maybe we don't have spark. I know the tune's made for a different cam timing and everything, but you'd think it'd at least still start. Let's see. Let's try it one more time. Nope, definitely not starting. Okay, so let's start diagnosing. So, easiest thing to do is to swap the ECU and eliminate that off of our issue, because then if that is our issue, then we can work on getting a, because I don't have a laptop to plug into this no, I only got a Mac, and I don't think a Mac works on the link. We'll find out. We're gonna swap ECU first. If it starts, then we know the ECU is the problem, and it's probably the parameters inside the ECU. So what we'll do is we will swap ECU, and then we will see if it starts. Then we'll see if we can download link to the MacBook. If so, then we can plug that in and plug it in and kind of start tuning. So let's swap ECUs first. So batteries unplugged. We're gonna pull the ECU out here. Hang on. Gotta get the connector's gotta come out first. There we go. Then the ECU. And we will unplug it. We will swap it. And it may be just the settings on the ECU that are not right for this car, so that it won't start it. So we'll see what that gets us. So let's pull this map sensor off here. take this inside, set it down, and then we'll see if this thing starts. Okay, battery's hooked back up. Let's jump back in the car and see if we can start this thing. Let's see. Got everything on. Okay, that revved super high because I swapped the throttle position sensor because we needed to for the other ECU. So that means it's not reading where the throttles are. So it's just it's wide opening them. So not a problem, but now we know that it's the ECU. I don't know if the parameters are wrong for the car to the ECU, so it's not reading. I'm not big on ECUs. I am not. So I'm gonna have to message the guy I bought it from, see if he's got any insight. I may need to put that ECU back in, hook it up to a laptop, and figure out what's going on with the ECU. So let's do that. Unplug the battery, take this ECU out, put our other ECU in, and see if we can't hook it up and see if we can't pull up our link. So in true form and fashion, I somehow, well, this laptop's old and it bricked itself. I guess it needed an update, and I did an update and it, typical Apple. So the only thing I have that has a link on it is this, and the only way to reach it is to take it out to the garage and hook it up. Got the TV out there so we can hook that up. That's not a problem. We can. Hey, what's up? Yes. What is going on with everything? Technology, updating. This needs to be so I had to bring the laptop out here so that we can plug this into there, and then that. Oh, sorry, you can't see that. This into there, that into that, and then we can be able to see what the hell is going on with the ECU. But I also have to pick Chandler up, so my time with the car is done. So this may not be the video we thought it was going to be, because we thought we were actually going to be pulling it out, but we did get all of our other stuff that we needed to get done. So when we do get this ECU figured out, we will have how far will this reach? I'm trying to figure out where I can put this freaking. I don't want it to be just on this. I want it to be somewhere. I got so much in this garage. It's look at this. This was all clear at one time. 5 freaking times ago. Okay. Let's hook up this computer. So at least one thing has gone right today. Let's see. Yay, welcome. So let's see what this gets us. This should have a link downloaded here. We should have right there. Look at that. Let's open this. See? Okay. So I believe what we do is we just plug this in. How? I could be wrong. Should plug in. There it goes, there it goes, there it goes. It's loading. And no. Adobe Flash Player. Is that part of this? Do we need Adobe Flash Player for this? Maybe. Okay. Let me download it. Because it made a sound. It said bloop. Like it found it. Then it said, I need Adobe Flash Player. Maybe it's not. Does the car need to be on? Oh, I don't have any power hooked up to the battery. That's why, because it doesn't have any power. Okay, hang on. Unplug. There we go. Got a sound. I'm gonna go to... No, I don't think we need this because of that. Okay, so let's plug in our battery in and then hook us up. Okay, so we've hooked the battery back up. So that means we got power to the car. ECU. Firmware. We don't need that. Windows firewall is both turned off. So I'm guessing this thing has to search and find our ECU. I thought that this just kind of found it, and it pops up, but I could be wrong. The car may need to be on. Auto connect is active. I'm not sure.
Kids screaming in the cradles, profane.
Connection. Auto. I don't know. Baud rate? Okay. It's searching. Oh, we got E36 Extreme. G4 Extreme plug-in. 7-bar. The only ones that are in here. Okay. I don't know what 7-bar one is. I don't know what I'm doing. I'll be back. Look at that. Oh, you can't see it. Look at that. Turn the car on and boom, we are good. ECU fault codes. 4 volt below, error, low value. Okay, so we got some fault codes. Oh, intake air temperature and throttle position sensor. There, all our fault codes. We got 6 of them. Analog temperature, lambda, signal 1. Yes, so he's right. So we got throttle position sensor. It's not reading. Not reading intake air temperature, which I don't have connected anymore. Lambda signal 1. So that lambda is our air fuel. So that's bad. Okay. So awesome. But everything else looks, all this stuff is inactive because I don't think we have it on yet. But I can see a lot. Now it's time to figure out how to actually work this thing and figure it out. What I may do is I may save this, take this off, download the base map E36 tune, and run this one. Save this one, and I can re-download it and stuff like that. So let's save this one, and I'll be right back. Okay, guys. Well, my time in the garage is almost up. I've had actually a couple hours this morning to actually get some fun stuff done. And you saw what we had popped up on the link. So this is actually cool because it's a really big screen and we can see all the link stuff. So I'm gonna leave this here for right now. Kind of janky setup, but you know, for now. I need to sit down and figure out exactly what to do. So I saved that tune on the file share of the ITB tune that came with the ECU. What I can do is I can pull up and load the other ECU E36 tune. I can load the other E36 tune onto this one and rewrite it and then see if the thing will start. But we have a good base map and we saw all our fault codes, guys. But we got a lot of stuff done. We are almost basically there to actually get this thing running the correct way. So what Edward told me is I swapped those wires and I may not have needed to. So I may have to swap those back because that's one of our fault codes. Also our intake air temperature sensor, I don't know where that connection is anymore. So I need to figure that one out so I can get the intake air temperature, and we need to mount it somewhere, I guess. I thought that thing was, I don't know. I'm gonna have to do some research, guys. But this video is done. Next video, I'm gonna sit down and actually do some tinkering on the link and figure out what we need to do to get this thing up and going. But we connect to the ECU, and the ECU is talking to the car and is telling us we have problems. So time to dust off the old ECU brain and get to work on relearning electrical. So like, comment, subscribe, guys. We are unfortunately not driving this today, but we are figuring out how to tune.